Hello everyone, so this is Devlog number 5 for the Lite and Pro Revit family type name automation add-in. The add-in is finally out of early access, and let's quickly go through the features added between the last version that we discussed here, 0951, and the first stable release 1.0. And a quick context for the new viewers. Lite and Pro automates naming conventions using your parameters, structural layers, and shared parameters. You have one button here under the add-ins Lite and Pro, and then here you can pick what categories or family types you want to automatically rename, like this checkbox. Then for these checked categories, you pick the parameters, your family type parameters, your shared parameters, and then you add them to these naming rules here. And then you can see here a list of family types that can be renamed, and maybe there are some duplicates already. And then you just hit rename and all the family types will be renamed, and you don't have to go manually and apply these naming conventions to all these family types. So it saves quite a lot of time. Okay, so let's look at the new features in the version 1.0. First of all, we have new case column that would convert the parameter values to upper, lower, or title case directly in the naming rules. So if we open it up, we can see here right now we have like this case drop down. We can have uppercase, lowercase, capitalize each word, or like toggle case, which is basically the same but in reverse. If we select, let's say this one, uppercase, and then refresh the list, and we can have, for the ceiling we have uppercase. If we go back and refresh it again, we have the same, we have the original case. And next we have string length column that is now separated into the keep start and keep end columns for better control over trimming. What does that mean? Previously we had only string length, the column, and now we have keep start, keep end here. And if we go, let's say, back to the same ceiling, we say we want to keep 3 characters from the start. Let's refresh and we can see this grips only. Maybe we want to keep only 3 at the end. Refresh it again, and then there's only end. Maybe we want 3 from the start and 3 from the end. Refresh, and we have some combination of that, and that should give you better control over the name. Next we have a 4K display support. As you can see right now, this is 4K display, and if you look at this now supports the 4K. Previously it was the scaling was off and so on. So now 4K display is scaled appropriately and should be no problems with the larger displays. Dialog remembers the size between sessions. So again, if you open it up, you can see it's now smaller. We can make it as like a default size, close it up, reopen, and it's the same. If you have bigger screen, I think that helps a lot because you can like stretch it like that, for example, and you can have the full view here. When you close it up, reopen it, and it's the same size as it was before. So I think that's very helpful for the bigger screens, also for the smaller screens probably, but helped me quite a lot. And next we have automatic in-app update system, no manual downloads anymore. Previously you had to basically go to the website, download the new version, new installer, uninstall the previous one, install the new one, and right now everything is automatic. So if you open up your Lite and Pro add-in, see this button update, and click on it, it will ask you to download the updates or remind you later. You can also expand this, see details, to see the update details here. And if you click just download now, it will download the new version. And then you need only to restart the Revit, and that's it. The new version will be installed automatically. So that's very convenient. We also have Save As feature for settings management. Right now I have here a late version, which doesn't have that feature, but you will be able to save as the file. Previously there was only like save or like export feature, and export would basically save this file into different place, but the location would remain the same. With the save as feature, basically you're saving it in a different place, and it also loads that place into this into the memory here. Then we have update dialog, shows release notes, file size, and restart status. Okay, I already showed that. Update dialog has that information. We also added Revit 2026 support and introduced Lite, which is the free version, and Pro paid version. And that is also big separation from the early access. The early access users have the Pro version, but right now if you download, you can download free Lite version, and the Lite version does not have this load, save as, and export settings. The settings are always loaded in your add-in, and so the Lite version is more like a personal or like for single user intended version. You can be sole practitioner, freelancer, independent contractor, like you can have business, but if you have more than one people, then you have to pick the Pro version, and then you can share settings between users. Well, that's the biggest difference right now. Lite version is it's free, and it is for personal use mainly. And the visual indicators through the UI showing which tier features belong to. So right now we have, like, for example, this one shows that you have Lite or Pro version here, and then these buttons are also disabled, and in the future we'll see if you have more Pro features that will also be disabled for the Lite version, and so on. Also, we have GDPR compliance, consent manager, anonymous usage data toggle, which is also a big thing right now in the version 1.0. If you go back into the About You here, you will be able to see and check and uncheck all of these privacy consent checkboxes. So by default, everything is unchecked, but if you want to help development, for sure, please keep this checked. For example, share anonymous usage. You can also hover this up and you can read what's about, what information is shared with us. And this can help us shape the add-in. For example, the first checkbox is only sharing anonymous usage data, like no real names or any other information is linked to your profile. It's just saying that, okay, you use this feature, you named these merge elements, and maybe you use this command, that command, and so on. So this can help us to shape the add-in to see what features are actually used more. Detailed analytics for sure. If you can also share this, and this will share us like the operating system version, Revit version, and some other detailed information. So we can also, again, improve the add-in as much as possible. For example, seeing how much of Revit versions are used, which Revit versions are used more, and so on. Share Rename Pro settings. This is additional feature which is not yet implemented fully. The idea here is that you can share your settings with the community. For example, when you go here and click Reset, you have like these three default settings: Architecture Imperial, Architecture Metric, and you have Empty right now. These are shipped with the add-in right now, and they are like the default settings. In the future, the idea is that the community can share their naming conventions. Again, anonymous, there will be no specific links to one another, but you can help one another with sharing the settings, and then they will be available through this Reset dialog. They will be stored on the web, and for example, you could pick between different shared settings, naming conventions, and see that, okay, maybe this shared convention is the one that I like and I can use for my work here. And the last one is share error reports, and that would help us to get your error information. The thing with this is that it might contain some confidential information, like for example project name or so on, in the error stack. So that's why it is also separated as a separate checkbox here, but it can help us indicate the bugs earlier and also will help quite a lot to improve the add-in. Okay, so new tooltips and guidance in About You. These are the tooltips I showed already. We also have license key visibility toggle. So by default, it's here. You see it's invisible. If you click this button, it's going to show the key. and by default it's like hidden here. Check for updates button. Also in the about view, when I go back here, we can check for updates here, and I can see that right now I have the upgrade is pending right now. Okay, so let me tell you about how the version expansion works right now and how you are able to download additional Revit version binaries without full reinstall of the add-in. So when you download the Lite version, for example, you will be presented with this registration dialog, and you can check what versions you want, right? So maybe you work only with Revit 2024, so you check this version and you don't need any other versions right now. So then you go on your About page, and you can see here that for this Lite version we have Revit 2024 installed. This is in bold. And then we have also Revit 2026 assigned, which we are able to download. And if we want Revit 2025, 23 or 22, we need to upgrade. And again, let's say after a few months, we will release Revit 2027, and you will see this Revit 2027 upgrade button here. And then you click here on the upgrade, and you will be able to see here your current Revit versions. This is 2024, 2026, and then you will be able to choose which Revit versions you want additionally installed. So let's say Revit 2025, we don't need these two, we're never gonna work with them. And maybe you want to upgrade to the Pro version also. So if you click that, you need to pay for the Pro version. If not, then the upgrade is free. You just click Add Versions, and that's it. Action required. Please restart to Revit Pro Addin and click Upgrade button to install new Revit versions. Let's go back to Revit. Let's close it up again, and let's reopen. And we see this Update button here, and this will ask you to download Revit version 2025 and 2026. And 2025 is the one that we picked right now. And if we say let's remind me later, and let's go back to About, we can see that right now the 2026 and 2025 is assigned to this license. And then we can just click Update, Download Now, and it will install these versions. And then you only need to restart the Revit, and that's it. The new versions will be installed. So that is how it works, how the version expansion works right now. So that is in a nutshell all in the first stable release version 1.0. And next, for the version 1.1, we are planning to release Revit 2027 support. And we have additionally features that would merge compound layers together. So what does that mean? That means that, for example, walls, right? Let's go to walls. And for the walls, do we have a good example here? Well, let's say this one, right? You have two gypsum layers. Let's say this one, right? So basically they are the same for this wall type. And if you would click like the merge the same, it would say like it's like 2 times gypsum 16 instead of gypsum. It would automatically merge all the same layers and just show the number like 2 times gypsum. If you want, you will be able to set it up here, and that will also give you better control of how the end name would look like. Also some updates on the user interface and user experience. What I mean by that, one of the updates is that when you go in here, let's say basic ceiling or whatever, right, you can double click to add the parameter to your naming rules, and you can do the same by double click, and it's gonna remove the parameter here. But sometimes if you double click add it and you maybe want to, let's say you add some information here, then you by accident again double click, it will remove right now all the values you have stored here. So the idea would be that we will allow you to control if you want to use double click for adding and removing some checkboxes here. That will allow you to enable or disable this double click action and only leave this arrows, for example, like that. So it's more like a safety feature if you want. And also help page will also be added to the website, and that will allow you to quickly understand the features inside of Revit Pro. And again, big thank you to everyone for helping to improve this add-in with all your ideas and bug reports. I appreciate it very much and hope this add-in helps you to automate your family type names. That's it. Have a great day. Thank you very much and see you in the next one.